One thing that I really wish people understood more of as someone that grew up with dyslexia is that you need to listen to us when it comes to issues like inclusion and anti-discriminatory practices. I would say that only in the last 10 years or so, our voices are really starting to matter in academia. Prior to that, a lot of research kind of focused on like the how and the what of learning disabilities, like understanding the accommodations that are needed. We've looked at brain imaging. That stuff is really important. But when we focus too much on the science, we kind of lose sight and drown out the voices that actually matter. If you have a learning disability or otherwise just have unique learning needs, you're going to relate to a lot of what is said in this article. I wanted to start by pointing out the stigma that a lot of us feel just by kind of walking around and carrying that label. For me, it kind of had a benefit there, is in that I was finally able to understand kind of the root of my issues. And Lucy echoes this. It was positive in a sense. It's no longer an intelligence issue. That to me takes a weight off of my shoulders. Jenny talks about feeling devastated. And so now that we have this label, like what happens to our life after that label? Someone describes here the pain of getting it wrong is like torture. We have this new kind of self-awareness, and we subconsciously start noticing things that other people can do that we just can't. And down at the bottom, it kind of echoes how misunderstood we are in education. Somebody even reports a teacher kind of laughing about it. Now that we have kind of walked around with the label, we've experienced a first kind of bout of discrimination, we start to realize that other people just don't understand what we are going through. There's a lack of recognition to what dyslexia is. I'm about to make another video. This one's a really important study that was done in 2018. It was a combined effort between University of Colorado Boulder and Arizona State University. They looked at thousands of pre-service educators, and they kind of tested their knowledge of specific learning disabilities. Only 2.9% of the pre-service educators that were interviewed were able to describe the kind of phonological deficits in dyslexia, and most pre-service educators described that learning disability as someone that just kind of sees and reads backwards, spells backwards. That doesn't happen. It certainly can, but that is not a primary symptom of dyslexia, and it never has been. We get described as incompetent, lazy. People say things like it's not a real disability. So we grew up in an education system that didn't understand us, and now we're going into a workplace where those discriminatory practices are only mirrored. Read what Jenny says here. They were trying to find me out. They were trying to find out that I can't do this job. I think what we need to acknowledge from all this too is that we have anti-discriminatory policies that don't fix anything because we're not doing it correctly.